Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract everything they desire, while others struggle despite working twice as hard? What if I told you there are 10 specific manifestation principles that, when applied correctly, can completely transform your reality? Stay with me until the end, because principle number 7 is the game changer that most people completely overlook, and it's the reason why your manifestations might not be working. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the 10 manifestation principles that genuinely changed everything for me and thousands of others who've applied them. These aren't just theories or feel-good concepts. These are proven principles backed by quantum physics, neuroscience, and countless success stories. Before we begin, I want you to do something for me. Think about one thing you've been trying to manifest for months, maybe even years. Got it? Good. Keep that in mind as we go through each principle, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it hasn't shown up yet and what you need to do differently. And if you're serious about manifestation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'll be sharing advanced techniques in upcoming videos that will take your manifestation practice to the next level. The first principle is clarity, and this is where most people fail before they even begin. You cannot manifest what you cannot clearly define. The universe doesn't respond to vague wishes or general desires. It responds to specific, crystal-clear intentions. Think about it this way. If you walked into a restaurant and told the waiter, "I want something good," what would they bring you? They'd be confused, right? The same thing happens with the universe. When you say, "I want more money," or "I want to be happy," you're giving the universe a vague order. Instead, you need to get specific. How much money? By when? For what purpose? What does happiness look like for you specifically? Is it waking up without an alarm? Is it traveling 3 times a year? Is it having deeper relationships? Here's a practical exercise. Take out a journal right now. Pause this video if you need to, and write down your manifestation in excruciating detail. Don't just write, "I want a new car." Write, "I am driving my pearl white Tesla Model 3 with black interior, feeling the smooth acceleration as I drive down the Pacific Coast Highway, smelling that new car scent, and feeling grateful that I paid for it in full." The more specific you are, the more the universe knows exactly what to deliver. Clarity creates focus, and focus directs energy. When your energy is scattered across 100 vague desires, nothing manifests. When it's laser-focused on one clear outcome, magic happens. Now let's talk about something that trips up even experienced manifestors: emotional alignment. You can visualize all day long, create the most beautiful vision boards, and say affirmations until you're blue in the face, but if your emotional state doesn't match your desire, you're wasting your time. Here's what most people don't understand. The universe doesn't respond to your thoughts or words. It responds to your vibration, and your vibration is determined by your emotions. You could be saying, "I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy," but if you feel anxious about your bank account, what are you actually manifesting? More reasons to feel anxious about money. This is why positive thinking alone doesn't work. It's not about thinking positive thoughts while feeling negative emotions. It's about genuinely shifting your emotional state to match the reality you want to create. So, how do you do this? First, you need to identify the feeling you're chasing. Most people think they want $1 million, but what they really want is the feeling of security, freedom, or abundance that they believe $1 million will give them. The secret is to find ways to feel those emotions now, before the money shows up. If you want to manifest a loving relationship, you need to cultivate the feeling of being loved right now. That might mean practicing self-love, spending time with people who appreciate you, or even getting a pet that gives you unconditional love. When you feel loved now, you become a magnet for more love. Here's a powerful technique I use every single day: emotional scripting. Instead of just visualizing what you want, write about how it feels to have it. Write in present tense. "I feel so grateful waking up next to my soulmate. I feel this incredible sense of peace, knowing my business is thriving. I feel energized and healthy in my body." When you write like this, your brain can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. It starts producing the same neurochemicals and emotions as if the event is actually happening. And when you're in that emotional state consistently, you're broadcasting the signal that attracts your desire. This third principle is a paradox, and it's where a lot of people get stuck. You need to want your manifestation, but you can't need it. You have to care deeply about your desire, but you can't be attached to the outcome. Sounds contradictory, right? Let me explain. Attachment comes from a place of lack. When you're attached, you're essentially telling the universe, I don't have this, and I desperately need it to be happy. That desperation, that neediness, is a low vibration that actually repels what you want. It's like trying to attract a romantic partner by being clingy and desperate. It pushes them away. Detachment, on the other hand, comes from a place of trust and abundance. It's saying, I know what I want, I've set my intention, and now I trust that it's on its way. In the meantime, I'm perfectly okay. This energy is magnetic because it shows the universe that you already feel abundant. Think about the last time something manifested easily for you. I bet you weren't obsessively checking for results every 5 minutes. You probably set the intention, forgot about it, and then it showed up when you least expected it. That's detachment in action. Here's how to practice detachment. After you've done your manifestation work, your visualization, your scripting, your affirmations, imagine placing your desire in a cosmic mailbox. You've sent the order to the universe. Now your job is to go live your life, knowing that the delivery is being processed. Stop constantly checking your bank account if you're manifesting money. Stop refreshing your dating apps every 5 minutes if you're manifesting love. Stop obsessively Googling symptoms if you're manifesting health. Every time you check anxiously, you're telling the universe, I don't believe it's coming, and you reset the manifestation process. Instead, adopt this mantra. I've placed my order with the universe, and I trust it's being prepared. While I wait, I'm going to enjoy my life and be open to receiving. This is the sweet spot where manifestation happens fastest. Now let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions about manifestation, the idea that you just visualize and wait for things to magically appear. That's not how this works. The fourth principle is inspired action, and it's absolutely crucial. There are 2 types of action, forced action and inspired action. Forced action comes from fear, doubt, or the belief that you have to make things happen through sheer willpower. It's exhausting. It feels like pushing a boulder uphill, and it usually doesn't get you where you want to go. Inspired action is completely different. It comes from intuition, excitement, and alignment. It feels easy, almost effortless, like you're being pulled towards something rather than pushing yourself. When you're aligned with your manifestation, the universe will send you opportunities, ideas, and impulses to act. Your job is to recognize them and follow through. Here's an example. Let's say you're manifesting a new job. Forced action would be sending out 100 resumes a day to positions you're not even excited about, just because you think you should be doing something. You'd be exhausted, demoralized, and probably not getting great results. Inspired action would be waking up one morning with a strong urge to reach out to a former colleague, even though you haven't spoken in years, or suddenly feeling drawn to update your LinkedIn profile and then getting contacted by a recruiter the next day, or having an idea for a personal project that showcases your skills, which then leads to your dream job opportunity. The key is learning to distinguish between the two. Inspired action feels exciting, even if it's a little scary. It has a quality of rightness to it. Forced action feels heavy, obligatory, and draining. So how do you receive inspired action? First, you create space. You can't hear your intuition if you're constantly busy, stressed, and distracted. Meditation, walks in nature, journaling. These practices quiet your mind enough for inspiration to come through. Second, you follow the breadcrumbs. The universe rarely shows you the entire path at once. It shows you the next step. Your job is to take that step, even if you can't see step 5 or step 10 yet. Trust that each inspired action leads to the next one, and eventually you'll arrive at your manifestation. Principle number 5 is gratitude, and if you only implement one principle from this entire video, make it this one. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your vibration and align with abundance. Here's why gratitude is so powerful. When you're genuinely grateful, you're sending a signal to the universe that says, I have more than enough. And what does the universe do? It gives you more things to be grateful for. It's an upward spiral of abundance. Contrast that with complaining or focusing on what you don't have. That sends a signal of lack, and the universe responds by giving you more experiences of lacking. It's a downward spiral. But here's where most people get gratitude wrong. They do it mechanically. They write in a gratitude journal because someone told them they should, listing the same 5 things every day without really feeling anything. That doesn't work, because remember, the universe responds to your vibration, not your words. Real gratitude is a feeling. It's that warm sensation in your chest when you think about something you appreciate. It's that moment when you're so overwhelmed with appreciation that you get tears in your eyes. That's the vibration that creates magic. Here's my daily gratitude practice, and I challenge you to try it for the next 30 days. Every morning, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. But here's the key. You have to feel the gratitude, not just think it. Really sit with each one until you feel that warmth in your body. Then throughout the day, become a gratitude hunter. Look for things to appreciate. The warm sun on your face, the smile from a stranger, the fact that you have clean water to drink, the technology that lets you watch this video. When you train your brain to look for things to be grateful for, it finds them everywhere. And here's an advanced technique. Be grateful for your manifestations before they arrive. Thank the universe for your soulmate, even though you haven't met them yet. Express gratitude for the money that's on its way to you. Feel appreciation for the health and vitality you're manifesting. This tells the universe that you already consider it done, which collapses the time between intention and manifestation. The 6th principle is assumption, and this is based on the teachings of Neville Goddard, one of the greatest manifestation teachers of all time. The principle is simple. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Most people make the mistake of waiting to feel successful until they have the success. They wait to feel wealthy until they have the money. They wait to feel loved until they find the relationship. But that's backwards. The feeling comes first, then the manifestation. Neville taught that you need to live from the end. You don't live hoping for your desire or waiting for your desire. You live as if you already have it. You assume the identity of the person who has already manifested what you want. Let me give you a concrete example. If you're manifesting financial abundance, you don't walk around thinking, I hope I get rich one day. You assume the consciousness of wealth. You ask yourself, how would a wealthy person think in this situation? How would they feel? How would they act? A wealthy person doesn't anxiously check price tags. They don't stress about bills. They make decisions from abundance, not scarcity. So you start making those same decisions now within your current means. Maybe you can't afford a luxury vacation right now, but you can afford to buy the nice coffee instead of the cheap one. You make the abundant choice whenever possible. This isn't about fake it till you make it. It's about becoming energetically aligned with your desire. Your subconscious mind accepts what you assume to be true, and it will find ways to make your outer reality match your inner assumptions. Here's a powerful nighttime practice. As you're falling asleep, imagine a scene that would imply your manifestation has already happened. If you're manifesting a romantic relationship, imagine putting your arm around your partner as you fall asleep. If you're manifesting business success, imagine looking at your bank statement with a smile. Make it vivid, make it real, and fall asleep in that feeling. The state you fall asleep in is incredibly powerful because your subconscious is most receptive right before sleep. Do this every single night and watch how your reality begins to reshape itself. Now we come to principle number 7, the one I mentioned at the beginning that most people completely overlook. It's the principle of allowing, and this is often the missing piece that prevents manifestations from coming through. You can do everything right. Get clear on your desire, align your emotions, take inspired action, practice gratitude, but if you don't allow your manifestation to come in, it will stay stuck in the quantum field, unable to materialize in your physical reality. So what does it mean to allow? It means being open to receiving. It means removing the blocks, limiting beliefs, and resistance that keep your manifestation from flowing to you. And here's the tricky part. Most of these blocks are unconscious. On a conscious level, you might say, of course I want $1 million, but subconsciously, you might have beliefs like, rich people are greedy, money is hard to earn, I don't deserve wealth, or if I become successful, my friends will resent me. These subconscious beliefs create resistance that blocks your manifestation. The same applies to any desire. You might consciously want a relationship, but subconsciously believe all the good ones are taken, or I always get hurt in relationships, or I'm not attractive enough. These beliefs create an energetic wall that your manifestation can't penetrate. So how do you remove these blocks? First, you need to identify them. This requires honest self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I really believe about money, love, success, health? Write down whatever comes up, even if it's uncomfortable. These are your blocks. Once you've identified them, you can use several techniques to release them. One powerful method is the process of revision, another Neville Goddard technique. When you catch yourself in a limiting belief or negative thought pattern, you revise it. You replay the mental scene, but this time with the outcome you prefer. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I never have enough money. Immediately revise that thought. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. If you notice yourself assuming, I'm going to fail at this, revise it to I'm successful at everything I put my mind to. Another technique is EFT tapping, or simply asking yourself, what would I need to believe in order to allow this manifestation? Then adopt that empowering belief consciously, repeatedly until it becomes your new default. The principle of allowing also means being open to how your manifestation shows up. The universe has infinite ways to deliver your desire, and often it comes in a form you didn't expect. Don't be so attached to the how that you miss the manifestation when it arrives in a different package. Principle number 8 is persistence, and this is what separates people who manifest consistently from those who give up right before their breakthrough. Manifestation isn't always instant. Sometimes there's a gestation period between planting the seed and seeing the harvest. And during that waiting period, doubt will creep in. You'll be tempted to think it's not working. You'll want to give up and try something else. But here's what you need to understand. Every single time you visualize, affirm, or feel the emotion of your wish fulfilled, you're building momentum in the quantum field. You're adding energy to your manifestation. And just because you don't see physical results yet, doesn't mean nothing is happening. Think of it like boiling water. You can have the heat on for minutes watching the pot, and nothing appears to be happening. The water looks exactly the same. But at the molecular level, everything is changing. The temperature is rising, and then suddenly, it reaches the boiling point, and everything changes in an instant. Your manifestation works the same way. There's often a lag time between the internal shift and the external result. During this lag time, your job is to persist in your assumption. Keep feeling as if you already have it. Keep living from the end. Don't let doubt pull you back to your old state. Here's a crucial point. Every time you waver in your assumption, you're starting over. Imagine you're pushing a boulder up a hill. If you push consistently, you make progress. But if you push for a while, then stop and let it roll back down, then start pushing again, you'll never get it to the top. Persistence means maintaining your assumption without wavering, regardless of current circumstances. One technique that helps with persistence is keeping a manifestation journal where you record signs and synchronicities. When you start manifesting something, the universe sends you little signals that it's on its way. Repeated numbers, unexpected opportunities, people mentioning related topics. Write these down. When doubt creeps in, review your journal and remember that the universe is responding. Principle number 9 is self-concept, and this is the foundation that everything else is built upon. Your self-concept is the collection of beliefs you hold about yourself, and it determines what you can and cannot manifest. Here's a truth that might be hard to hear. You will never outperform your self-concept. If you see yourself as someone who struggles financially, you'll sabotage any wealth that comes your way. If you see yourself as unlovable, you'll push away healthy relationships. If you see yourself as unlucky, you'll interpret neutral events as bad luck. The good news is that your self-concept isn't fixed. It's just a collection of thoughts you've repeated so many times that they've become beliefs. And just like you built your current self-concept, you can build a new one. Start by deciding who you want to be. Not what you want to have, but who you want to be. Do you want to be confident, successful, loved, healthy, abundant, creative, powerful? Choose your ideal identity. Then, start thinking from that identity. Ask yourself throughout the day, what would the confident version of me do right now? How would the successful version of me handle this situation? What would the abundant version of me think about this? And here's a powerful affirmation technique specifically for self-concept. Instead of saying, I am wealthy, when you don't feel wealthy, which creates resistance, say, I am becoming wealthier every day, or I am the type of person who attracts wealth easily. This feels more believable and creates less resistance. Pay attention to your self-talk because that's where your self-concept lives. Every time you catch yourself thinking something self-limiting like, I'm so stupid, or I always mess things up, or I'm not good enough, immediately correct it. Say, that's the old me. The new me is intelligent, capable, and worthy. Finally, we arrive at principle number 10, living as if. This is where everything comes together, and your manifestation becomes inevitable. Living as if means making decisions, taking actions, and showing up in the world as the version of you who already has what you want. It's the ultimate expression of all the previous principles combined. If you're manifesting wealth, living as if means managing your current money wisely, making empowered financial decisions, and carrying yourself with the energy of abundance. It doesn't mean spending money you don't have. That's not abundance, that's denial. It means treating your current resources with respect and making choices from abundance rather than scarcity. If you're manifesting love, living as if means treating yourself the way you want your future partner to treat you. It means creating space in your life for that person. Maybe that's clearing out half your closet, or making time in your schedule for dates, or simply stopping behaviors that would damage a healthy relationship. If you're manifesting a successful business, living as if means showing up professionally right now, delivering excellent value, and carrying yourself with the confidence of someone who's already successful. The key is authenticity. You're not pretending or putting on a show. You're genuinely stepping into the identity of the person who has your manifestation. And when you live as if consistently, you become that person. And when you become that person, the manifestation has no choice but to materialize because you've become a vibrational match to it. So there you have it, the 10 manifestation principles that changed everything. Let me quickly recap. Clarity. Get specific about what you want. Emotional alignment. Feel it before you see it. Detachment. Want it, but don't need it. Inspired action. Follow the universe's guidance. Gratitude. Appreciate what you have and what's coming. Assumption. Live from the end. Allowing. Remove blocks and be open to receiving. Persistence. Don't give up before the breakthrough. Self-concept. Become the person who has your desire. Living as if. Embody your manifestation. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these principles resonated with you most? Which one do you need to work on? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you're ready to take your manifestation practice even deeper, make sure you're subscribed, because next week I'm sharing the advanced technique that accelerated all of my manifestations. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more people discover these principles. And remember, you're not just learning about manifestation, you're becoming a master manifester. Everything you desire is already yours in the quantum field. Now go claim it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep manifesting your dream life.